All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps here on what is it, Friday the 28th of February, 2022. The world's burning and we're playing craps. So good to have you all here, everybody. Lots of good announcements today. Actually, it was kind of a interesting weekend for me. I was planning to go to the casino this weekend a couple times and play, but we had hockey tickets for Saturday. My family and I went to play hockey, and then yesterday my daughter suggested we have kind of a stay in the house couch potato movie kind of day. So when your teenage daughter or son, I guess, decides that they want to spend all day with you, that's what you do. So we had a great day of popcorn and sitting on our asses watching movies. So it was awesome, but I didn't get to go to the casino. I planned to have a nice announcement today of how the strategy testing went, because I was going to go testing out there and just didn't go. We'll go again next week. It'll be fine. Announcements for today. Lots of announcements today. Obviously, the DiceCon announcement is the big one, right? Always, I keep reminding, get ready, get registered. Let's go to DiceCon. Let's do the thing, meet in person, and all that. Get to Jeremy's page ASAP. Milestone Watch. I put a bunch of things here in the Milestone Watch because there's lots about to happen. Number one, Griffin Jonas, the son of Joe from Craftsmaster Journey, finished 5th in the state of Wisconsin in wrestling, which is absolutely fantastic. I told you before, I wrestled in high school. It was my number one sport besides baseball when I was in high school. I won district one year, got to regionals and got bounced. Never got further than that. To finish 5th in the state, and not just any state, like the state of Wisconsin and the Midwest, wrestling is where it's at. East Coast, upper or Northeast, and the Midwest, wrestling is life out there. So to go 5th in the state is pretty badass. So Griffin, good job on that. Joe, congratulations. I know it's awesome watching your son getting to play there. That's really cool. Other milestones to watch for. Waylon is at like 986 on his subscriber count. Greg is at like 985 on his subscriber count as of this morning. Chef Dice hit 1,000 over the weekend. And on point, Mike is creeping up to 1,000 as well. Everybody's is just right about to this new level, which is awesome. I got to tell you, I mean, there's a bit of ego that goes along with this, right? We don't do it for subscribers, but it's really cool when you get to those numbers, And I started my channel last June. It took me until about November, December, good 6 months to get to 1,000. These folks, Waylon, On Point, you're getting there in like a month and a half, 2 months. It's fantastic what y'all are doing, and keep it up. And Greg's been at it for a long time, and we took a little hiatus there, and now he's back. So let's get Greg rolling here. Right? Let's get Greg up over the number 2. And I'm approaching 2K on ProCraft's channel, and we're approaching 250 on the CGTV channel. So everybody's kind of moving and shaking now. It's looking pretty good. I don't think we need to help Jeremy anymore. He's got like 80,000 people or something like that. Jeremy's doing awesome. But I'd love to see. Wouldn't it be cool if Colorado got to 100,000 at some point? Like that would be, and because Casino Quest did it, right? They went to 100,000. I don't know, a few months back or whatever. But they're everything. They got the games. They got all the games and whatever. Jeremy's just working craps, man. And Jeremy crushes 100,000 on just craps. Holy moly! That's where this community is where it's at. We're doing stuff here, so I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, Mike, it does feed the ego. It's motivating, and here's why. I mean, it's not just about ego. It's about like you're putting a lot of work in, and and I know, and Vince knows. I see Vince just showed up here. It's hard to do this work. Like cutting videos down and editing them is tough. Most of us have a full-time job. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Like we literally got software. We're like guessing. How do you edit a video? I don't know how to edit a video. I didn't know how to edit a video at all until a few months ago. We're learning as we go here, and it's a lot of work. And when you get to 1,000, it feels like it's worth it. Like people give a crap about what you're saying, and you're doing your work, and it's working out for you. So, and it makes it feel like it's worth it. So I absolutely feel like it's part ego, but it's part like whatever. It's good. So anyway, that's it. Yeah, and I gotta say, I've been watching you guys from afar. I've been kind of unplugged. I haven't been able to watch as much videos as I want to. I'm just busy. I mean, it's just with work and with putting videos out, and like I said, doing family things. I haven't had time to watch as much as I want, but plan to. Yeah, switch to. I do mostly lives, Vince. And I was going to ask you all actually about this because let's go to the what's on tap for me channel, and we'll talk as we go here. So what I'm doing is, I'm working through my kind of toolbox strategies to make building blocks so we can go to team play. That's kind of the track that we're on here. I got to ask you, what I've been doing is working this show in the morning, and then I basically cut down the show. I cut down this part where we're talking and bullshitting, and at the end, and I kind of leave the middle part, and I'm putting it back up on the Pro Craps channel. Sometimes I'm making 2 videos or 3 videos out of one of these sessions. Like the morning, like the first part might be its own little video. I don't know if you all are watching that, but I'd love to get a sense from you of how that's working out. Like watching over here at CGTV and then rewatching the shorter version of this over the other channel. It's work for me to do that, but I think it's better personally. So hopefully it's working out. And you can leave me a note here in the chat comments, whatever, if that's working out, because I think it's valuable. And I seem to be getting some good feedback on it from new subscribers, but not so much from y'all. So let's see what y'all have to say about that. Aside from that, let's take a look at what else is happening. Oh, you know what? I want to give you another announcement. Before I forget, we have some new friends I want you to meet. New friends that I want you to introduce you to are these guys. I'm working with my supplier, Casino Supply, who made my table, and we're designing our chips finally. So I'm still getting through, and here's the current leading candidates for our chips, front and back right there. So I'm considering doing the PC logo instead of the fist logo, but I'm liking how these things are looking, and I think they're bright enough to show up on the table from the camera. So hopefully you like those things. They're pretty cool. I wanted to make sure you got a chance to see them as we're putting the last vestiges of me going back and forth getting designed. And I think by DiceCon I'll be able to have a pocket full of these things to hand out. So that'll be kind of cool. When we get out there, we can do like the chip exchange thing. I'll actually have some that are done finally when we get out there. Also, because it's always being asked of me, these guys, the lammers that I have, right? My little Pro Craps lammers that a lot of YouTubers, you're starting to see them be used at. These things are great. I don't sell them because they're expensive. These are like $1.75 a piece for these damn things. They're super expensive. So I when I buy them, I got to buy a bunch of them, and they're just it's spendy, right? So I don't stock them. So if you want a set, let me know, and if we have enough people that want a set, I'll make another order. I got to order them in lots of 300. So it's not like it's a cheap day at the park for me to get these things. But the other news about these things is that Spinetti's, where I get them from, is in Las Vegas, and when we're in Las Vegas for DiceCon, part of the DiceCon itinerary is to all go to Spinetti's one day and sort of just swarm the store and hang out there. I'm planning to have these things printed up in there at the store. So if you want to buy them, you can buy them right from Spinetti's at the store during DiceCon, and I don't have to be involved in selling them to you. You can just pay them the whatever it is per one. You can get them if you want to. So they'll have these things there for us at DiceCon. So that's just another thing, just so you know. Anyway, not to be hawking my own stuff. I don't even want to make any money on those things. If you want them, go to Spinetti's and grab them. All right. So with that said, we're going to jump into, let's see, which channel in the Pro Craps channel? I think you didn't see me. Oh yeah, Top Hat. I can see you. So here's the thing. I welcome, by the way. We have the show running on 2 channels. I'm running it on CGTV and on Pro Craps. I'm trying to get everybody merged over to the CGTV channel for the live stream. So the way the chat works is you can only see the chat where you're watching, and I can see the chat from everybody watching. So we all move to the same channel. We'll roll over to there, and we'll start being able to see all the chats together. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Anything else before I jump into the content? Let's see if I missed anything. And don't forget, put a C or a Q in front of your chats for questions, or a PC in front of a chat if you want me to see it. Otherwise, I'm just going to mainly ignore the chats because I don't want to get out there and respond to something that wasn't meant for me. All right, so here we go. Today's content is going to be this. I think this is going to be a fun day. We're going to talk about 3-phase craps. And again, I'm leading us into team play for sure. But 3-phase craps it's a concept that we probably all do unknowingly. And I wanted to put a word to it or a kind of a concept around it to talk through it. So I gave you this analogy way back, and the analogy is baseball, right? When you're a small ball baseball team, and a small ball baseball team like I used to coach, your goal is like a run an inning, one run per inning. And it's usually like it's get somebody on base with a walk, a single, whatever, bunt them to second base, and then get them in. Get them on, get them over, get them in. I'm sorry. Yes, Brian, I forgot to give your announcement. Your tournament, I put on the front sheet. The Hawaii Crap Shooters tournament's going to be in 3 weeks. They're taking a couple weeks off because reasons. There's wrestling tournaments going on over there, and you're going to be in Vegas for a week, Brian. So Brian's going to be out of town, plus they have wrestling. So the HCS tournament will resume in a couple weeks. And by the way, let me go back here again. Let me go back one more thing. I want to make sure I make one more final announcement. I kind of skipped over here under Casino Gaming TV. The tech stack is figured out. Brian and I had problems last week getting their tournament to air. I've had problems with other people getting their stuff to air. I got it figured out. I know what to do now to get the CGTV streams working for Brian and other folks. So I definitely know how to do it. So we're going to do some practice sessions. So everybody, you might get a lot of alerts from your phones saying CGTV is going live with some test stream. You can jump in and talk if you want to, but we're really just testing out the connectivity. So we're going to get this thing working. I promise you I got it figured out. All right, that said, back to phase 3 strategies. All right, so phase 2. All right, so phased craps betting. And again, I think this is, I've been talking about these short stack plays. I've been talking about 3-chip challenges for the last bit. It all circles back to this notion of playing craps in phases. Now, some of you are going to play enormous bankrolls and just let it go, right? You're going to play your ladder or your martingale or whatever you're going to do. You're just going to play that until you reach your goal and you're going to go home. And that's totally fine. It's a great way to play if you got the bankroll to do that. This way of thinking is more of a phased approach. And again, I use the baseball analogy. Get them on, get them over, get them in. It's take a walk or a single, bunt the guy to second base, and then hammer him home. And the phased betting is the same way. Our first phase is get them on, right? And the get them on phase to me in craps is get to your foundation. Like nobody wants to sit there and play $100 on the don't and 96 across. You're fighting yourself, right? But you're there and you're putting a bunch of your bankroll, quote unquote, at risk so you can earn enough money to play something else, right? The skill and luck 66 that we've been doing. That's designed to be a get them on sort of a play, right? You have $66 at risk, which is a big part of your bankroll if you're at $300 or whatever. You go to 88, you come back to 44, and now you're at foundation. That first phase was to get you to where you're playing risk-free. That's the whole point of it, is get yourself kind of on base, ready to play, get to your foundation. It may take your entire bankroll to get you there, right? You may have to use a lot of money to get yourself finally to that $44. Now you can play risk-free. That's your first phase, right? Your second phase then is this. Phase 2 is the get them over phase, right? And when I call get them over, to me, it's getting to your goal. Phase 2 is you worked hard to get to foundation. Now in phase 2, you're at foundation. You got a short stack. You got your 44 to play inside with. You got your 64 to go across with. You got whatever you earned in phase 1. The job right there with that little short stack is to get you to your win goal. Your 20%, if it's 20%, whatever your goal is, that's to get you to your goal for sure. And it's definitely a short stack play. It's playing with only the 44. Only your foundation is used. You're not going back into your main bankroll. You're using just that short stack to get you to goal. That's why we did short stacks for 5 or 6 episodes and 5 or 6 strategies, was find the way. And I challenged all the YouTubers, by the way, go find me a short stack strategy. Find me a way to turn $45 into 100 or turn $60 into 150. Find a way to play with just a tiny bit of money to earn me my goal, because phase 3 that comes up next, phase 3 is the fun one. And that's where I am today, right? In phase 3, you've won your goal, right? You have your bankroll. You used it to make your foundation. You took your foundation and you made a win goal out of it, right? You worked hard to get here and you got some extra, right? Now we're going to get them in. Now we've got our goal, which we're not going to touch. We've already made it, and some extra cash. That extra cash, that what we call excess, now we shoot the moon with that. Today's going to be about shooting the moon. And I know there's a lot of strategies out there. I know there's a lot of videos out there. Jeremy's done one recently on Color Up. David at Casino Quest does this all the time. The guys at Sin City Living talk about this all the time, which they're always talking about the roll. How do you attack a table when you have the wherewithal to attack a table, that's phase 3, right? My bankroll is safe. My win goal is locked up. I've got an extra $150 or an extra $200 that I won because I had such a great run. Now I go hard, right? Phase 3 begins after you're at your win goal. You're playing with your excess. The bankroll and profits, they're off limits, right? The way I play it, I rack half and I play half. I rack half and I play half as I go, and I build up more take-home profits. But this is my aggressive strategy. This is the time where you're going in with the triple lux. This is the time when you play Greg's favorite strategy, the buttercup, right? The hungry 6 and 8 type of strategy. Or, like I do a lot, the 4-10 parlay. I call it 4-10 Bank Street. That's my name for that strategy. But your 4-10 parlay, your Hardway Parlay, Brian calls this the slot machine, right? Where you're just going for hardways. And you're just going to go Hardway Parlay and try and whack with money you don't care about. This is like money you're willing to set on fire because you're already at your goal. This is like, who cares? Let's unzip it and lay it out there. This is that time of game. Waylon's done a series on hop ladders, right? I've done the 12 gauge. All those are the same thing. You're just going to hop, double your bet. Hop, double your bet, and try and win big chunks of money. That's phase 3. Phase 3 is going for the stars, a field progression, a lay progression. This is the time to really get on it, okay? So I want to focus today and for the next few weeks or so, or next few days or so, on phase 3 strategies. And again, I'm putting the challenge out there to the YouTube community, Mike and Waylon and Greg and Ken and Vince and everybody else. I want to limit this. And again, it's a mental limit, but it's not whatever. I limit a strategy to like $125, $150. Like, doesn't matter what the number is. Some small bankroll, doesn't matter what that number is. That's all you got. Can you turn $100 into 1,000? That's the challenge, right? Before we were saying, can you turn 15 units into 3? Win 3 units out of 15. It's very conservative, right? Then we said, let's take a short stack, $65, and double it to 100. Roughly double it to 100, right? That was the short stack, was kind of double our little bit of money. Now I'm saying, take a short-ish, medium-ish stack, $100, $150, make 1,000 out of it. What's your most aggressive play with a short stack and phase 3? Because phase 3 is shooting the moon. This is 160 across, full press to black, collect, full press to purple, collect, full press to bananas, and collect. That's what we're talking about here. So I want to know what you do with this short-ish kind of stack in phase 3. Because when you get to here, if you're lucky to get to phase 3, if you're lucky enough to get here, this is when we go nuts. And everybody says, John, you're so conservative, but you stop talking about 20%. No, I'm not stopped talking about 20%. 20% is my goal. I'm going all the time to win 20% because I'm going to Vegas in June. I'm trying to build a few $1,000 so I can go play bigger in June, right? That's my goal here. I'm going to go 20, trying to win that extra every time. I'm not trying to beat them to death. However, if I go in there and have a good run and I win 40%, I'm taking the extra little bit and we're going for it. And this is what we're talking about here. So, yeah, that's the plan here. Mike, I see that Mike says, now I have channel content. Mike, that's my job, is to give you guys channel content, right? When I have an idea. Wait till we get to team play and I start giving you content for team play. Team play is going to be so much fun, for sure. We'll definitely get there. But again, we got to get to strategy building, right? We got to look at, like, for example, I want to go back and look at some of these strategies and say, which of these strategies are best suited as a go for it strategy? Most of the things that I play are pretty conservative, right? But the odds maker, that's a lot of odds going on. That is a good play for this, right? The 3-point Johnnies, a rolling come, right? That's a good strategy to go for it, especially if you can press up those odds every single time through. There's lots of things in here I think we can use as go for it, shoot the moon kind of strategies, but I know the YouTubers out there have got better ideas. So I'm looking for, what are your ideas for really highly aggressive strategies? So, all right, let's see here. I'm going to go check comments real quick before I jump to the table. Jay, the letter Q. Yes, and Top Hat reminds me, I will warn you before I do it so we don't spam the Dice Fan from. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, at the Color Up Discord channel, there's one of the chat channels in there is one where when we put a video out, it puts a little note that fans can watch the videos. When I do this kind of thing, when we're testing out the streams like we're going to be doing, it's going to put a bunch of junk out there. I will tell you for sure so you can turn that off. And skill and luck. Can I be over aggressive? You can be over aggressive. However, when you're in phase 3, what I do typically in phase 3 is you'll see how I play this. If I'm doing well, I will rack half of my winnings and then grow my short stack by another little bit. That mentally, it's lighted on fire money, and I don't mean to like make light of it, but in phase 3, you're really going hard, and you're like, if I lose all this money, it's going to be okay because I'm already at goal. Let me actually go to the table. I'm going to show you at the table what I mean by that. It'll probably make a little bit more sense, like it always does, I think, for me at least, when I'm in the chip rack. So let's go to the chip rack and take a look at where we are. So here's an example, and I'm going to turn my light on here. I apologize. We've had this issue before where the lights kind of play havoc with the chips. The chips that I've got now have this kind of silver layer in the middle, and they kind of glow in the light, and sometimes my dice do as well. But let's say we're here. Let's say we bought in for $1,000, and what I've got here is $1,000. I think I've actually counted some of these wrong. Yeah, I did. Those two are wrong in size. Let's say you've got $1,000 in your rack. Okay, that's what you bought in for, and you've done some work, right? We're doing work, and now I'm out here on the don't pass for 175, right? I've done a ladder or something, and I've pressed my bet, and I'm going to don't for 175, and the 7 comes, okay? On a point. We're on a point of 4, and the 7 comes, and I win 175, okay? And I've got $1,000 in my brack. This is beautiful, right? I've taken my phase 1 strategy, which was a don't pass progression of some kind, and I can take these 2 blacks, and if I rack them up, I'm at goal, right? I've got my $1,000 plus 200. I'm at my 20% goal. Fantastic. And I've got now 6 green chips. I've got 150 in my rack. Okay. This is phase 3. Phase 3 is I have locked up my stuff. This is not going anywhere at all. I'm never going to dip into this profit for sure. I'm never dipping back into here. I've got this 175 out here. Now, if you're conservative, you can take the 175 and go the hell home, right? You can walk out of here with a 375, right? Or 30, whatever that is, 35%, whatever that is, 36% profit, and walk out of there. Or you can say, well, I'm going to go to phase 3. Phase 1 and phase 2 worked out. Phase 1 was whatever it was. Phase 2 got me to having a pressed up don't pass, which I won. Now, my foundation paid off. I have my profit locked. What do I do here? And this is where I was saying to Skill a minute ago, this is money that you can light on fire. And again, I don't want you to light it on fire. It's not like you're going to, throw it in the garbage can. Okay? But that right there is money that you can go and be as aggressive as you please with it. Because it was money that you weren't intending to win. I was intending to win those 2 blacks. I was not intending to win extra, but I did. Now what do we do with this money? And this is the thing for Mike and Waylon and all the other channels is what do you do with the found money, the extra 150? How do you play that wickedly aggressive? A lot of things you can do with it, right? And I would say, and again, I'll throw one idea out here, which is this. We can just do an inside, we'll get nickels for the quarter there, and do a standard kind of 110 inside, right? A 110 inside power press, or 110 inside aggressive press. Like I would take these and press them until they were collecting black chips, and then collect the black chip, and then go again to 500 and collect that. This would be like a super aggressive, never collect kind of strategy. This is not a up and pull. This is not a mid press. This is, I'm going for, in my local casinos, table max of $500. I'm trying to get these things to 500 as fast as I can. That's a way to do it. Another way to do it might be to take that and also grab the 10 and the 4, even though the 4 is less, and just put it all out there, right? And press all the money onto the 6. Just work that 6 like a dog. Get that thing up to max as fast as you can, the buttercup strategy, right? Find a super aggressive way. You might even say, we're just going to go down here on the don't, and we'll take all this back to our rack. We might go to the don't and work a hyper aggressive progression and go like a 1 2 3 4 or 1 3 2 4 progression and just try and beat the crap out of this thing and triple our profits down in here. There's lots of ways to approach this phase of the game, and again, Phase 3 is not for everybody. Phase 3 is if you're looking for the score. This is your adrenaline junkie phase. You can totally leave with your 375 profit and get out if that's your plan. Totally good with that. Right, and skill puts. Why not stay at phase 2 and keep disciplined? Sure. Like I said, you're 100%. Is my mic not working out good? Sorry, I'm hearing. Turn on my mic. I'm looking. It looks to me like it's working. Hopefully, you guys are still hearing me. Hope you can hear me. Okay, I guess you can. I'm looking at, like, I got levels showing. You can't hear me? Wait. If I say, can you hear me, and you say no, that means you can hear me. All right, here we go again. So skill brings up a great point, and I want to reiterate the point here. Okay, this is a personality change, right? This is, if you're here and you're at phase 2 and you've won that, which is 375, 100% go home if you want to. We hear your table mic only. What does that even mean, my table mic? Oh, you know what? You're right. I got it. Okay, we're on the wrong thing. Here we go. Let's go ahead and change this up. Let me go back to here. Shit, we want to be on this mic. Can you hear me better now? Is that better? That must be better. I'm sure that's better. I had the wrong microphone picked. So yes, there we go. Okay, cool. Let's go back and let me rephrase all of that, because if you didn't hear it, it was bad. I'll start over again and we'll say this. Let's say that I'm going to try and repeat it here because I want to capture it well for the replay. If you were here, right? If your strategy was you were at $1,000 buy-in and you did something down here on the don't, right? Like a don't pass ladder, whatever it was that you were doing, a parlay system, and you got to here where you've got 175 on the don't and the 7 pops, okay? And you win 175 down here. Okay, that is phase 1, phase 2. This was probably your phase 2 bet. That was your foundation bet. You worked your $1,000 to get 175. You put 175 on the don't, it pays off. And where you are is here. You've got the $200 in profit. That's going to be your goal. This is your goal. You made your 20%. Here you've got another 175. Okay? The conservative play, take the whole damn thing home. That's 375 in profit. 37.5% profit is pretty damn good. Go if you want to. It was asked in chat, can that be seen as too aggressive to put this at risk? Yes. Right? The conservative play is to stay here and go away. What I'm saying is, in phase 3, if you're here and you're going to play an aggressive phase 3 strategy. Now, I'll give you an example. When I go to my local casino, and this happens to me, I'm probably going home because I'm building a bankroll with a goal to bring more money to Las Vegas on my trip. I'm trying to build money to play with later. If I'm already in Vegas and I'm there with a bigger bankroll, this money here is go for it money. I'm there to do more than just eke out a 20% win every day. I'm there to go for it. And this is money that I'm willing to put completely at risk. I'm not going to put this at risk, right? I've locked up my 20. For sure I'm doing this next time, right? I'm going to have this. This money here is, what are we going to do with it money? And that's why I say this is phase 3 is an optional phase. One to me though, that I think can be a fun phase to play. Because again, this is money that's quote unquote at risk, but you're not putting your bankroll or your desired profits at risk. And as I play in here, you'll see, let's roll it out. Let's actually get a little roll here. I'm gonna go 110 inside. We're gonna press these as high as we can. Hopefully I can avoid my normal 7 craziness here. And let's get these things pressed up and I'll show you what I'm talking about here as we can get through it. Let's go. I'm gonna get a number, it'll be a 10, that's good. Point will be 10. Here's one way to be hyper aggressive out here. Okay? We're just gonna press these things to black. No collections. We're gonna collect nothing. There's a 6 that pays 35 bucks. 25, 35 on the 6. We're gonna take that all the way to 60. Right off the bat, we're going to 60 bucks. If I hit it again, and again, we may be in 7 city over here, who knows? But I'm gonna try and get these things as high as I possibly can. There's a 10, that's the point. Let those be off for the come out. 3 craps. There's a 5. Okay, we're on the 5. Ah, damn, there's a 7. All right, let's reset it. And again, I'm virtually resetting this rack because I want you to see my plan. 110 and 35. 110 and 40, sorry. Point of 5. Let's go here again. Sorry, it's 110 and 35. My bad, that should be 1 nickel less. Okay, we got an 8 for 35 bucks. Go to 60 with it. There's a hard 10. I really should be playing over here. 1, 2, 3, shocker. What do they say? See a horn, bet a field? My new saying is gonna be see a horn, hop the reds, because I'm telling you what, you see a horn number, that red is coming. There it is right there, 437. Every single time I throw a horn number, I follow it with a 7. All right, let's pull this back. If I'm gonna sit here and roll one number 7 all night long, it's not gonna work. Let me show you what I'm talking about, and then I'll roll it again. I wanna make sure you see the plan, and then we'll see if we can execute it. Let's take the 8 as the example. The 8's gonna pay 35 bucks, okay? We're gonna go to 60 with it. Rack a nickel. Put this back over here, we'll rack a nickel. If the 8 hits again, it's gonna be at 70 bucks, okay? At this point, what can we do? I'm gonna go to 120 with it. I'm gonna go to 120 bucks on that 8 right away. I'll take 10 back, but now that 120 is gonna pay 140, I'll collect the 140, right? Which pays for the initial outlay. So if I can get a couple hits on the number, we're gonna pay for what we had out there. Then the next time this thing comes up, we're gonna take that 140. I'll do 125. Let's get some reds here. There's 140. And again, I'll take these as a black. If I have 140 and I have 120 out there, I'm probably gonna go to 200 and we'll go to 240, right? We'll go to 240 and rack 20 to pay 280. And when that pays 280, my next bet is 480, right? There's 480, and in my local, I'm at table max. That's what I'm going for here, right? If we can get that to happen, again, the phase 3 strategy is that. Boom, boom, boom. Just a few hits and I'm at max, and now I'm collecting a purple chip. That's what I'm looking for, right? You need to have a miracle run here. But again, it was money you started with that you just, whatever, it's burn money. That's the idea here in this phase to me with a strategy like that. An alternative strategy, which I love this one. We've talked about this before, and I won't even play it. Or I won't even, let's get it set up the way it was. So we're gonna go back, put all this stuff back in the rack. And we had what? 6 greens. So at 6 green chips, what I may do, 10, 4, hard 10, hard 4, and leave 50 in the rack. And just play the 410 the way I play it. Just go 410. And literally press these things up. So if I get an easy 4 and easy 10 that pays 50, we lose one of these. You come in here with that, and break this one down, and bump these up by 10 each, and rack a nickel. And another one comes up, sorry, that goes over here. And again, bump those up, keep these replaced, and you're going for the hard ways. You're going for the 175 over here in this kind of strategy. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is, again, burn money over here. And set it all back up again. There's our 175. So there's 2 ways, right? There's the 110 inside, press to the ceiling, right? Go to the moon. There's the 410 Hardway Parlay. Either one of those ways are probably my personal go-tos when I'm in phase 3. But again, I'm open to whatever y'all want to do. Let's roll out this a few more times. And again, I'm just going to reset it. If I lose it, fine. We're going to reset it and just practice the pressing. Because again, we talked last week about how do you practice. This is how I practice. I don't care about sustained wins here. Again, this is a phase 3 deal, so I'm going to be super aggressive. And the sustained wins don't matter so much as knowing where I'm going out here. So this is going to be an exercise in communications with a dealer and knowing where I'm headed. So we talked about this before. If the 5 comes at 35 bucks, my next move is going to be make it look like 50. Make it look like 60. Make it look like 60. Make it look like 50. I know where I'm going immediately with these things, and I've got it in my head where I am, right? And that's a part of this. So let's go ahead and get some, hopefully, non-sevens out here, and we'll do it. Okay, $35 rate, make it look like 60. So we're going to take this here. It's going to come out. We're going to grab one, press it up, pull one back. There's a 9. It's going to be 35. I'm going to say make it look like 50. He's going to stack it up. I'm going to rack this in. There's another 8. Okay. Now, again, we know that 60 pays 70, right? We're going to 120. Make it look like 120, please. So there goes the cap. We're going to make it look like 120. Stack it up. And we didn't get there, but we shot for it, right? That was the idea, was you didn't get it. But again, in phase 3, it's fine. We're shooting for the sky here. Again, it's money you're willing to light on fire. Let's get it going again. And again, practice your verbalization. This is kind of the point. We'll do that once more, then I'll do the 410, and then I'll open it up for your ideas. So there's a 5, new point's 5. Let's do the 110. Should kind of highlight for you too how hard it is to get there. We talk about, David talks about the Triple Lux being the way he won 25,000 bucks. The Sin City guys talk about the only way to make money in this game is to go crazy, right? And look at how hard it is. Look how hard it is to get out of the gate. It is so freaking hard to do this. But again, you would never do this unless you were here. That's, I think, my point. I would never do this until I'm in this position where it's okay to do it. Another 7. We're going to reset again, so it's a virtual magic wand. 6. This is actually super instructive. I like when this happens because if you're going to make this your phase 2 strategy, you're crazy. You're absolutely insane. You cannot make this 110 press to the ceiling your way to play. There's a hard 10. There's a 5. All right, so 35, make it look like 50, please. We'll rack 10. There's another 10. Wow, it's 3 10s on this hand. There's a 4. We're hitting the outsides. I really should be showing the outside play. We'll do that one next, actually. There's a 5 again. So again, 5, make it look like 100, right? Because 50 is going to pay 70. And they will stack me up, clean me up, and I'll take my 20 back. There's a 6. Make it look like 60. So they'll give me back my nickel. There's our 7. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's a good roll, right? There's 3 10s, a 4, a bunch of shit in here, and you still collected nothing. But that's the way. When you're going to press to the sky, this is the game you're playing, right? The people who tell you Triple Lux is the way to do it, this is what it looks like when you actually play it. So I think it's important to see this. This is good. I think we'll do that once more, and then I'll switch out and do the outside play. I'd like to go across, but we limited ourselves to having a $150 bankroll, so we don't have the money to go across. I mean, I guess I could go a 10 and a $15 4, like so. That could be a way to get across. We can do it with a lesser 4 and burn the whole 150. Let's do that. Hard 10 is the point. And we'll just go all in this time. 9, make it look like 50. So he'll give us back our 10. Stack it up. Into the rack we go. 6. Make it look like 60, please. And again, he'll give you back your cap. set you up. You can rack a nickel. 3 craps. See a horn. Hop the reds. 6, 4, 10. That's beautiful. That's going to pay. I don't have whites. We're not going to worry about the Vigs. It's going to pay $50. What I'm going to do is press the 10 and the 4. Those two are going to work in concert, and there's my 7. So we didn't get it again, which is fine. Again, makes my point for me. It's so hard to play a strategy that's that aggressive on the regular and win. If you're doing this from this winning short stack position, fine. It's an okay play to make. Because again, you're like, okay, thanks. Drop them a quarter for the boys, and you can color up your $200 and be out of here. That's totally cool. Here we are. Let's go back into the outsides. 10-4, 10-4. I'm gonna leave 50 in the rack. I'm gonna work these on the come out, so I'm not gonna care about the puck so much. There's a hard 10 on the come out. So what happens here, that gets paid 50. I'm gonna press both of them. That 10 right there gets paid 175. So 7 units over there. I'm gonna make this look like 100, and I'm gonna rack 100. Okay, so my rack right now has my starting money in it. I'm already back to even. I've got 2 wickedly pressed up bets in here. This one here is gonna be my bank, right? If we can get a 10 here, we're gonna be in great shape. And there is a 6-4 easy 10 that rolled over on me. It's an easy 10. Looks like a 7, but it was there on the back wall. We'll lose that guy. That sucks. That would have been awesome to hit that, but we still hit $100 over here on this one. Back to single unit here. I'm gonna bring those both back down to base. And look where our rack is, right? We've turned 6 units there. I won another 5 units here. I'm gonna actually take 3 of these and lock it up for good and put 2 units in the front. Now I'm playing with a nice sized short stack, right? We've taken half it and racked it. Half of it goes back into play money. I can do this strategy another 3 times as we go here. Let's get a hard 4. That'd be sweet. I'd love to have a back-to-back hardways in here. There's a 1, 2, 3 shocker. See a horn hop the reds. This happened twice today. Yo, 11. 1, 4, 5. 4, 1, 5. There's the 7. Okay, so it's fine. We won money on that shooter. No big deal. Now, you could double it up and be really aggressive. I have enough money here to go double on all the bets, right? Ladder the whole freaking thing up. Again, this is aggressive play time. This is not passive play time. Let's double the whole thing up. Or I could have played it twice at one level. Here's a 4-1, or 3-1-4 rather. That'll pay $100 over there. Now I can bring them all back. And where's my bankroll? Right where I started. I'm right back to 8 units in the rack. I have 4 units out here, and I'm playing completely with winnings. There's a 7. Good time for it because who cares? We broke even again. Again, I'm going for this. This is the strategy where I'm playing hard for the hard ways. Everything's on. Hard 4. There we go. There we go. Hard 4. So now we can go home. There's $100 over here. Over here is going to be 700. I'm sorry, 350 rather. $350 over there. I'm going to bring these 2 back to base to 1 unit. I'm going to bring these all down. Whoops, sorry. And I'm going to go hard right now. I'm going to go $100 each on those. So in my rack, where do I land right now? I have $100, 200, 300, 400 in the rack. I'm going to take at least 200 of that and bury it in the go home pile. Here's the 8 that I just started this round with, and I'm back to be able to play that exact same thing again. And I got hammer time over here. So let's go and get another hard way and roll out of here. 415. 628. This is what I call my way of playing this. I call it the 410 Bank Street. It's just crushing the 4 and 10s. And again, I use the hard ways extensively in here for this one. All right, so we went down on the second try, but look what we have in our profit. We've got 450, 475 that we've locked up out here in profit since we started playing. Again, we're gonna go double up. That's what I have. A 9 is the point. And again, I'll mark them, but we don't care. We're just on all the time. It doesn't really matter what the points are. Hard 10. Whew. Awesome sauce. There's 100 for that one. And there's 350 over here. And again, we're going to take everything back to base on the top side. These are going to go to 100 each. And if you look at my rack, I've got, again, there's 8 units. There's my 8 quarters. I'm back. $100 goes into the go home pile. And I have big money. Oh, sorry, this has to go back here as well. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, shocker. You know what's going to happen next. See a horn? Hop the reds. 3, 2, 5. I don't know what the point is. I don't really even care about the point because, again, we're just on all the time, so I'm not paying attention to it. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments what the points should have been. There's another 5. There's the 7. Okay, no big deal. We hit the hard way again on that last shot. This right here is fine. Losing 250 sucks, but racking what I've racked so far, and again, if you look at we started this thing with $200 in profit. I've added 200, 300, 475, and I've got $200 out here to still play with, right? That is, to me, the way you play phase 3. You're just kind of going and not caring, but I'm always racking half and playing and increasing my play over here. Rack half, increase half. If I would have hit another hardway here, I'd have racked half of that again. This stack here would have been enough to go out with 3 units next time. I'm trying to build up where I go. I'll do it one more time. Let's see if we can't get our next round to save, have enough money in it to play 3. There's our 8. 5, 3, 8. Let's go to those hard ways on the outside to hit again. Oh, it did it again. Awesome. 375 or 350 over here. And $100 in here. That's beautiful. Again, bring this back to base. Bring all this back in the rack. Play 200. I'm going to keep the 100 up front this time because next time I'll play at 3 units. If we don't get another win in here. There's a 9. I need a hard way. I need a hard 4, hard 10 here to get it. That's a 5, 3, 8. Of course, I'm hitting all the inside numbers now, right? Before I was getting whacked on those things. Oh yeah, 314. That sucks to lose the 100 here, but you'll get paid 50 there. I can replace that, and what I could do is probably, I'm gonna bring this back to the rack. I'm gonna just try and get that hard 10, and then the next time through we'll ladder up. Again, it won't matter. There's another 314. So once again, we'll lose this. We'll get paid 2 here. Replace it and rack a quarter. There's our 7. All right. Let's clean up the table. Now, I want to go out here with 3 units. We're going to go 3, 3, 3 units, and 3 units. And I've got 150 left. That's all going to be stacked up. I did that on purpose. I wanted to see what I had. So 4 stack profit. This is my last play. If we win, we keep playing. If we lose this, and that's fine. But over here, you're looking at 7 times 3 units. That's 21 green chips coming back here, right? If we can get a hard 4 or hard 10 to hit. That's not shabby. There's a 6, 516. 21 green chips, by the way, is like $525. I'll take that all day. 628. That rolled on me. That's 628. 314. That's a 134. So we'll lose our easy 4, but that's going to pay 150 over here. And again, I'm just going to rack the 75. Actually, what I'll do is I'll probably stack that up over there. Let's go ahead and no, I'm going to rack this up. I was going to try and press, but I can't press all 4. So I'm not going to press 1 if I can't press them all here. There's a 5. Yeah, hard 10. Nope. 549. 516. Hard 10. Oh my God, we did it. All right, good. Yay. So we're gonna lose, or we're gonna win here 150. That was 75 bucks on the 10. Over here, right, 21 green chips. That's gonna be 525 bucks. Here's our first purple collection, okay? I'm gonna bring everything back to square zero. Like so. In our rack, we can drop in a black and a purple. I have enough money in here now, if I wanted to next time, to go, I think, for almost. We can almost go $100 per spot on the next round. We'll go single unit right here. If we can make another couple of bucks in here, we'll go 4 on the next round. We'll just ladder up on these wins. We're not parlaying them, we're laddering them up. 1 unit on each win. Each round coming out. There's 11. There's our 7. And that'll be it. So where did we land? We started out this whole session with this. We had 200 bucks there, and we had 150 here. We turned that 150 into, not bad, 500. There's 1,000. There's 425. So we turned that 150 into 1425, which again, not gonna happen every single time. It shows you the power of the 4 and 10. 4 and 10 are some hella good numbers to play on. We had a bunch of 7s in there. We lost a bunch of money there, but we hit the 4 and 10 enough times to make that thing work. Better strategy to me than the inside press to the ceiling. This inside press to the ceiling is a really hard way to play, man. I mean, that's people love that triple Lux. I think it's a hard way to play. And I showed it to you because I was hoping it was gonna work, but honest to God, it didn't work. So there we go. Let's see, I'm gonna say, Joe was saying, hit my appointment to 7. Yes, I had everything on the whole time. So I was calling these numbers here, always working. That's why I didn't care about the point. In this particular strategy, when I'm doing that, especially when I'm on the excess money, everything's on all the time. So I didn't care about the point. 7s don't matter. The 7s matter because they take my money, but otherwise I'm running those things all the time there. So that's pretty fun. Yeah, on point. It's good to see a strategy working for me. My strategies never work, right? I definitely never have their good rolls. But you know, here's a thing where this type of deal doesn't matter, right? In this strategy, again, I wasn't really laddering the losses. It was like taking everything I had in my rack and putting it all at play. Does that make sense? So let me go back to the screen here so you can see me while I talk. What I did there was I had 150, so the best I could do was a quarter on each of the 410 hard 4 hard 10. I had some money left over in the rack. I won enough so that the next time out I could go take all the money I had in the rack and put it all in play. So it was 2 on each. Then we had enough in the rack that I can go 3 on each. And it wasn't about laddering up after a loss or even after a win. It was just making sure that whatever I had in play, I put in action in this phase every single time. And you saw how that worked for me in this case. And honestly, the 4s and 10s, Waylon says this all the time and he's right. There are 6 ways to roll a 4 or a 10. There are 6 ways to roll a 7. You should see as many of those as you see of 7s throughout the course of play. Between them all, you're gonna level out. The difference is if the 4 and 10 come hard, it gives you a really big boost. And if you get a couple of them before a 7, you can definitely rack and stack, which is what we're looking for. So that actually worked out. Let me go look for questions here. Did I miss anything? Let's see, why not stay phase? I'm looking at anything else. There's that. Anything with PC in front of it. Let's see, Matthew says 60% win, 2 out of 3 sessions profit. Yeah, 100%. I put a video out last week where I talked about that exact thing. I put up a spreadsheet that gives you kind of what's your win goal and what's your loss limit. And based on like however many of sessions you played, if you won your win goal 8 times and you hit your loss goal twice, how much ahead would you be? That's what you're talking about. And you have to know that going in if you're a regular player for sure. Skill and Luck says, PC, I don't mind that I know I have to switch into face here. However, I still prefer, where we got here? Prefer the half press method and still build the money. And that, again, your option for sure, right? You can go half press at phase 3. Again, phase 3 is like you're going for it how you want to go for it. I went all in. My phase 3 is I'm just going to go all in because it was fun to do it. And I think that's what phase 3 to me is all about. But if you want to rack it up, all good, keep at it. And yeah, Casey or Kevin Farm says if you once you lock up your go home money, everything else is monopoly money. To a point, true. Notice what I did today though, right? And I think if I go back to my table, I want to make sure I call this out because I think it's important to see this, that we had our $1,000 or $1,200, right? And every time I had a win, let's say that we had a net win of 170 or of $75. What I always did above and beyond, let's say I had, let's put this in here. Let's say that we won 100 during the course of play there. And if we pay the $100 in quarters, it's better to see. We used 175, we won 100. I'll always rack half and play half. I increase my play stack size and my profit size both by half every time. If I turn this into another 100, again, I keep half to play with, I rack half to go home with, and I'm splitting my winnings all the time between the play half and the take home half. And what that does for me is this, it increases my go home stack, plus this stack becomes bigger. So instead of just playing 1 unit per, I can play 2 units per bet, which increases my power, right? So by making the small stack bigger, I can put my money out there, but also I'm locking up half. I think it's an important piece that I hope I said right while I was playing, because I think it's an important bit to bring home there, because you've got to rack half and take half. And I think that's not a mid press, obviously, but if I think of it in those terms, I'm always adding to my take home. If I'm doing the inside power press, I'm doing that to get table max. And again, you saw just how hard it was to get to table max. It's so hard to power press up to the ceiling. I've tried it, I don't know how many times. I've gotten there a few times, but it's hard to get that number of rolls, right? And when you're playing phase 3 in the inside to go to the ceiling, you got to get the perfect roll at that time. I like a play like the 410 better. And again, that's why I opened it up. I want to see what the other folks in YouTubeverse have to do on a phase 3, just go for the ceiling strategy. Not so much a conservative lock it up, take my small stack and win 20% and be done strategy like we did before. Now I want you to take a small stack and go to the sky with it. So that's what I'm looking to see. So let's see. What else is happening in chat? Anything you need me to talk about here? Well, right, you never win that much money on the inside. It's impossible. It's not impossible. On the regular, you can't do it. It takes too many hits to get to that much money. The 4 and 10 is a great way to do it. It's a great, I run to the 4 and 10 all the time. If I'm feeling like it's going south for me, I go to the outside. I literally run to the corners and do the 410. And it seems to be, for me anyway, a good build. It's funny that you'd think the 410 is it's a good bankroll builder, but it actually is a good bankroll builder. Brian's saying the same thing here. It is a good bankroll builder. It just seems to work out. I roll enough hard ways, even randomly, like I was today, to make that just go. And I didn't even hit the repeats. If I would have hit a repeat hard way, I did it once. One time we hit the hard 10 with the 75 on it. But when I went from 25 to 100 on it, if we would have hit it there, that's $700. How many times do I roll 2 hard 10s in a row or 2 hard 4s in a row? It happens all the time. That's a really good, I think it's a good strategy. For me, it's the way I go. And that's why I call that 410 bank streak, because you're just banking money on the 4 and 10 all day. Love it. So there we go. That's my spiel today. Again, think about playing craps. I'll go backwards here in 3 phases. Some people, Waylon, again, I'll use you as an example here because you don't really have a third phase, right? The way that you play the ladder, when you ladder, you end up at beyond your goal because of the way you're playing. You don't really have a phase 3. But for those of us who are playing the don't pass line, place betting, whatever, this idea of using your entire bankroll to get to some foundation, like Brian does. Play your foundation to get to your win goal, right? So go your foundation. Your phase 1 is 66 inside. Your phase 2 is to get down to 44 inside after pressing and collecting. Your phase 3 is what we just saw. That to me is a phased approach to the game where you're protecting your initial bankroll, you're locking up a profit, and then you're going for some juice afterwards. I think it's a really cool way to play if you can tier it and if you can get your brain right to do it, if that works, okay? So there it is, folks. It is time to go to work. I don't know what time it is. It's late. I've been at this for about an hour now. So thanks again for joining. We got a pretty good crowd here today. Good, about 40 people came. Pleased to have all of you. And I always say it at the end, thanks for watching. I know you're all subscribed, but tell your friends about us. Hit the like button, please, on the way out. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great Monday, all, and God bless. I'll see you tomorrow.